What is going on, people? This is your New York Mario, and today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch, coming at you with another video after about a month. And since the console has been unveiled at the moment, I feel like I should talk about it, as Nintendo gamer myself have been, who grew up since the Super Nintendo. I think it's, appropriate, especially as a Mario fan, feels worth it for me to talk about. So I'm going to talk about the time of the release of the console and the announcement, and also talk about the console itself. Now, first of all, we all have gotten the idea that the console was called the Nintendo X, or the NX. Personally, I never really cared about the name for it, though. Like, NX sounds cool, sounds alright, sounds dope, but then they call it Nintendo Switch. I mean, again, that name is also, I guess, kind of dope. I don't know, I'm not really one to, have a say or judge, titles, console titles based on what they look like, based on what they are, and their abilities and other stuff like that. But basically, as we all know, the Nintendo Switch comes out on March of 2017, which is next year. And that kind of concerns me because that's literally a couple months from now. And I feel it's too soon. The reason why I say it's too soon is because I remember there was a time with each generation of consoles that came out, they all came out around the same time, or at least, 1 year apart from each other. For example, you have the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. The PS2 came out in 2000, and the GameCube and Xbox both came out in November 2001. They're not too far apart, so they came out around the same time for that generation. And then you have the next generation, which is the Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 came out in November 2005, and the Wii and PS3 both came out in November 2006. So you can kind of see a pattern right there, but also just to give a little more information, the next generation after that, you have the Wii U, the Xbox One, and the PS4. The Wii U came out in November of 2012, and then the Xbox One and PS4 came out in November of 2013. Basically, the PS2 started off that generation in 2000. It started off because it was the first console that came out of that generation. And in the next generation, the Xbox 360 first came out, and then the other two consoles came out. So the Xbox 360 started that generation. And then the next generation, the Wii U came out first, and then the other two consoles. So the Wii U started off this current generation that we have now. We're still playing the Wii U, we're still playing the PS4, we're still playing the Xbox One, and who's to say that we're still not playing, the older generation consoles. But personally, you are announcing the brand new Nintendo console when we're still in this current generation. But that really begs me the question, this Nintendo Switch, is it a brand new console for the new coming generation, or is it just a newer version of the Wii U, much like the Xbox One Slim and the PS2 Slim, Nintendo Wii Mini, the little smaller Wii? Is it like that? I don't know. I have no idea. So, but from what it seems like, from the way I'm seeing it, it looks like an entirely brand new, an entirely totally different console from Nintendo for maybe either this generation or the new generation. But also from what I heard, Xbox, Microsoft, and Sony themselves have also announced new consoles as well. And that's pretty much my point, why I say it's too soon, because we're still in this current generation. Think about it. Remember, GameCube and Xbox, 2001. 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 4 to 5 years that generation had those consoles. PS3 and Wii, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 6 years. 6 years for that particular generation. And now take this generation. PS4 and Xbox One, 2013, 14, 15, 16. It's only been 3 years. 3 fucking years. In other words, every generation of console to the next generation is at least a 4 or 5 year time span, give or take. And now, well, I guess coming into 4 years when the Nintendo Switch comes out, but it's only been 3 to 4 years as of now. Give these consoles more time. I mean, yeah, maybe the Wii U doesn't have a lot of great games as of now, with the exception of Super Mario 3D World and whatever games you want to bring into account. But, still give these consoles more time, especially the Wii U. I mean, that's how I think it should be done. I mean, if you have a disagreement or an argument, leave a comment below. But I'm just going by what I've experienced since I started gaming, and like how it's normally done. It hasn't been that long since these consoles came out. They're only about 2 to 3 years old. It's only been 2 or 3 years in this fucking generation. I mean, hell, we still have the fucking iPhone 6 and 7 and Samsung Galaxy S7. Even though that's not really a valid point that I should be making, though. But I feel like I should have brought that up. But regardless, I still think it's way too soon to announce this console. Give it about maybe another year or so. Then it'd be more appropriate. But no, now we gotta fucking announce this shit. And it hasn't even been years, from this current generation. That's my opinion as a gamer and, who's been gaming pretty much his entire life. And now let's jump onto the console itself. The Nintendo Switch, I think, is a pretty sweet console. Not by the looks of it. Like the console itself, I think is kind of questionable. Like, the way it looks, I can't really explain it, though. But I've seen the trailer, and the first thing I want to say is the music. The music is actually really, really, it really goes with the trailer very well, especially with the presentation of the console. You have this guy, he has a Nintendo Switch, he goes on an airplane, he plays the shit, and then he takes the two smallest fucking controllers in the world. Yeah, they look to be like the smallest controllers in the world, even smaller than the fucking Atari 2600. I tell you, the first time when I saw that person take out the controllers from the sides of the Nintendo Switch tablet thingy, I was like, wow. So he's playing the shits like a regular Nintendo Wii controller with the Wiimote and the nunchuck, and yeah, the song, I just find it flows really well. I think it fits perfectly. So then you have the Nintendo Switch console itself. It looks to be a tablet-sized console, which is fine, but I feel that it should be just a tad bigger. Not saying I want it to be heavy or nothing like that, though, but it's like maybe iPad size. I don't know. Because it's a little small, and it's like you have a chance of maybe dropping it by accident, and it falls on the floor, flat on the floor, and then the screen breaks. Next thing you know, you do that shit. Maybe not even 2 months having the console. Oh shit! You dropped the shit on its floor, flat on its face, and now what? You're gonna call Nintendo support on that shit? And so I mean, unless you can find a screen protector for that thing, then you should be fine. I don't know. We don't know. So there's that, and yeah, you have, and I really like that this console brings something actually new to the table in terms of the gaming experience. You have a tablet, what looks to be a tablet, with two controllers on the side. You plug them in and out. You plug it in both sides, and then you play it as if it's a console / portable console, much like the PSP, the 3DS, the PS Vita, and everything else. So that's also pretty dope. You can take it anywhere you want. And also the other part where you see the person putting in the cartridge for the games, from what I've been hearing around, those cartridges are the video games themselves. Those are the games themselves, which I don't really have much to say. I mean, I guess it's a good way to go back to the classic Nintendo era or the classic gaming era when we had cartridges. But I guess I can see why, because you have a small as tablet. And it in a small cartridge like this. I mean, pretty much think of it like the Nintendo 3DS or the PS Vita. You put it in there and it works. That's the game. Because I don't think something like that can actually hold a CD. Put it in there, something like that. I don't think it can hold it. I don't think there's any room for that thing. I don't know. I don't know if there's any capability for that thing. But yeah, regardless, I think it's pretty dope. But although those things look like they can be lost easily, depending on how you take care of them, that could be on you. But other than that, you have the games. You have Splatoon, you have Legend of Zelda, and then, of course, you have what looks to be a brand new Super Mario installment. And it looks rather awesome. We don't know the name of it yet, but it looks awesome. I'm, of course, excited to try out the game. Hopefully they'll put it at some other event, and we can all get a feel of it, get a gameplay of it and stuff like that. But also I don't think there's any launch titles for the Nintendo Switch. Like so far, like we don't know any games coming out. We'll have to see in a couple months from now when they release or announce any of the games. We'll have to see. And that's about it. Nintendo Switch, I think it's a sweet console. Pretty awesome, pretty new for what it is and what it brings out and what it brings to us as gamers themselves. You can take it anywhere you want and still play it at the same time. You can play with other friends on the go at the same time with 2 controllers, even though they're like extremely small and everything. Plus, if you look at the console logo in the trailer, you can tell it has some sort of domino thing going on if you see it. See the resemblance. And yeah, like, other than that, that's pretty much it. That's what I have to say about the Nintendo Switch. I don't really have anything else to say, though. I just wanted to give my 2 cents. And yeah, so actually, let me let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your New York Mario. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.